Take a second to recognize the bowlers walking the lanes today. If there was a gold standard in the sport, you're looking at it. 114.
One my wildest dreams.
Yeah, you heard me right. 114 titles between them. 30 major championships.
The great Jason Belmonte has done it again. He's done it. Anthony Simonsen, a champion again.
They've reached every height, checked every box. But it's not every day you get the privilege to represent your country at this level. Now that's something special. 2 teams, 8 of the very best to do it on the planet. It's USA versus the world.
Bowlero Wauwatosa near Milwaukee for day 2 of the 2023 Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling. Today we wrap up the USA versus the World competition with doubles and Baker bowling. When the dust settles, one team takes the Hall of Fame Cup as champions. Here are today's matchups. We start with Baker doubles. American superstars Anthony Simonsen and EJ Tackett take on world team captain Jason Belmonte and the Iceman Jesper Svensson. Then match 2 alternate doubles. Jones, Troup, Sam Cooley against Barrett. Then we'll have 4-on-4 Baker to finish it up. The last team match worth 5 points. And welcome bowling fans to Wauwatosa. Great to have with us for day 2 of this awesome event, kicking off the World Series of Bowling. It's Dave Ryan alongside the Hall of Famers. You can hear already who they like. It's Randy Peterson and Chris Barnes. RP, let's start with you. Tough day 1 for Team USA, but day 2, still an opportunity.
Yeah, man, I mean, they got shellacked yesterday. It was a beatdown. Somehow Tommy Jones has to find a way to right the ship. Am I right?
Yeah, today's when captaincy matters. When momentum's going against you like this, it's not enough to just be talented. You have to get the guys on the same page, and you're going to have to work together.
And I mean, they have to win one of the 2 doubles matches, and right away, Tommy Jones going with his 2 biggest guns in Simonsen and EJ Tackett.
Can't wait to watch it. Let's recap what happened yesterday. The first singles match, Tommy Jones, the captain, against Sam Cooley.
Sam Cooley and his matchup against Tommy Jones, well, he dispatched Tommy. Tommy did have a chance getting a 5 count to end that match. 2-14, 2-0 for Cooley.
Match number 2, a matchup of roommates, but the Iceman cometh and took down Super Trooper. A couple early single pins, but then a bunch bagger dispatched Kyle 220 to 210, giving the world a 2-0 lead.
Match number 3 featured the greatest bowler on the planet versus one of the hottest players on the planet, Belmonte versus Simonsen. Simonsen decided to go left, Belmonte went right, and it was all Belmonte, 255, 244, and they take a 3-0 lead.
That left things for match number 4 at EJ Tackett, this year's world number 1. He needed to right the ship, but the Dominator came in hot, early and often, dispatching EJ 239 to 202. He kept the pressure on. A couple of late miscues allowed the world to go up 4-0, and with total pins 5-0 leading into day 2.
We heard earlier from our Kimberly Pressler to give us a better preview on today's competition. Kimberly.
Guys, Tommy Jones has always been known as a clutch player. It's one of the reasons that he was selected as the captain for Team USA. So as you can imagine, he took yesterday's sweep pretty personally. He was even seen practicing for over an hour after yesterday's show. And I caught up with him this morning and I said, what do you guys got to do to get in the winner's circle? And he says, it's simple. We all just need to do better. He said, we didn't bowl bad yesterday. We just need to bowl better. And they're going to start out strong today, sending out 2 of the hottest players on tour right now, EJ Tackett and Anthony Simonsen. If they win that first match, he says, we're going to put a lot of stake into that team match because that's our strong point. And we think our communication is going to give us an advantage.
All right, Kimberly, thanks so much. So, guys, the big question is, Team USA, can they make a monumental comeback here today?
Yes.
Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have all the talent in the world. Like I said, they need to get on the same page. They got the world number 1 and 2 of this year going out first. They got to do their job, though.
The Hall of Famers believe. Let's meet the competitors today.
A 10-time PBA champion with 3 major titles. 2013 PBA World Championship winner representing England, the Dominator, Dom Barrett. A 2-time PBA champion, the 2021 World Series of Bowling Cheetah champion, representing Australia, Sam Bam Cooley. An 11-time PBA champion, the 2016 PBA Tournament of Champions winner, representing Sweden, the Iceman, Jesper Svensson. He owns 31 PBA Tour titles with a record 15 majors. The 7-time and reigning PBA Player of the Year, representing Australia, the captain, Jason Belmonte. A 12-time PBA Tour champion with 5 majors from Las Vegas, Nevada, Anthony Simonsen. A 19-time PBA Tour champion with 3 majors, 2016 PBA World Championship winner, E.J. Tackett. He owns 9 PBA Tour titles with a major, the 2021 PBA Player of the Year, Kyle Troup. A 20-time PBA champion with 2 majors, the 05-06 PBA Player of the Year, PBA Hall of Famer, Captain Tommy Jones.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to victory. Simonsen and Tackett, man, they just have to stay positive and return to the dominance that they've shown all season long. For Belmonte and Svensson, well, we know what these guys can do, but Jesper has to be the Iceman. He's got to do what Jesper does best, and that's throw a lot of strikes.
He's good at that.
Time to bowl. Look at the matchup here. Simonsen, Tackett. Belmonte, Svensson head-to-head. Baker doubles, match 1 worth 2 points. Alternate doubles worth 2 points, and then the finale's worth 5. Let's go, man. Time for a comeback. Team USA. Simonsen, oh no! 4-10 split to start.
4-7 to start, not what Simonsen or the USA team is looking for.
Almost. 10-pin stands.
That was that bad.
Early open. Team USA, early opening for the world side.
And Chris, is it safe to say that you saw the left lane hooking more yesterday?
Yeah, it hooked more yesterday, especially in the front. And then the right lane was a little bit tighter down lane. And depending on which types of players, they saw it differently. Jason said he had them the same. Most players had the left lane hooking a little more.
Belmo gets started. And started well.
Get that first one out of there.
And we get to see the only southpaw in the competition stepping up, Dave and Chris, as we take one more look at the opening shot by Belmonte. But Chris, how big of an advantage is it for the world to have this man on their team?
Well, he does strike a ton, and they were medium scoring, and anything medium scoring and up, he doesn't miss the pocket a lot. One of the advantages with urethane, add 20 miles per hour or 18.5 with 550 RPMs, and there's a whole lot of strikes and not much else for him. It's just that and single pins.
All the numbers look good here for the world team, guys.
Kind of a repeat of day one. The world gets out to an early lead, it seems like every game, and they just keep adding pressure and keep making the USA perform and come from behind.
Tackett, Player of the Year type season. 4-pin stands for him. He's got 3 wins, came early in the year, including the US Open. Talked to all the bowlers pre-show today. EJ very positive that Team USA can make a big comeback.
Early on, you're seeing both USA players get a little fooled and the lane's hooking a little bit more. They were spending some time to the right in warm-ups, trying to make them a little bit easier. Both these guys played way left in their match, trying to play more like 17, 18, keeping it right at 20 here in match 1.
Simo had the high game for Team USA yesterday, match 3 with Belmonte, 244. He lost the 255, 244 score. And Barrett knocked off Tackett the 4th match. Simonsen, bounce back.
Yeah, beauty from that first shot that he threw to start.
Good shot. So, every time.
And take a look from profile, the style of Anthony Simonsen and his upper body getting parallel to the floor. He uses every ounce of energy to create ball speed, and you have to with no backswing, right?
No backswing, and he's, you know, he's about 5'7" or 5'8", but he's about as strong as they come.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 7-time player of the year. Come out. Looks for help across the deck with a 10-pin. It stands.
And Chris, early on, we saw the two righties for the U.S. go high, and Belmonte goes kind of that light blower shot and then another light hit here.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday just a little bit, where Belmo's worked really hard on adding straighter and more speed to his game. In this case, again, he's 3 to 4 boards right of both Simo and EJ, according to Strike Track.
10-pin got that.
And if Jesper Svensson has a good look on the left side, he has no turbulence and no traffic in front of him.
Right, right.
That's got to be a big advantage.
It should be. In theory, Belmo is making it easier for EJ, and Simo's kind of on his own over there on the left side of the lane.
10-pin win for the Iceman against his best friend and roommate, Kyle Troup, yesterday. In day 1 of the 2-day competition, Svensson looks good. Let's take a look, guys, at today's Brunswick oil pattern, the Carmen Salvino 44-footer.
Yeah, you can see where the players are starting to play immediately, and there's some buildup in the middle part of the lane. The outside part of the lane is out of bounds, and I'm talking this zone right in here on both sides of the lane. You get it there, well, it's going to miss the head pin because it's slicker than an otter's pocket from the outsides.
Tackett steps up. We like it. And that's the result. 3-10 baby split.
Oh boy, this is exactly the opposite of what the USA needed to get out of the gates. Early open with Simo, EJ a little out of the rhythm. A rare bad shot. There hasn't been very many of those for him this year either.
I never thought it was a good thing, and I know that we've both gone through it, Chris, that when you looked at your hand after you threw the ball, missed it.
Didn't like it. Yep, 3-pin up, over frame, second of the match early here for USA. And the hole deepens for Tackett and Simonsen, down 32 pins here, guys.
Chris, let's change shoes for a minute, or change hats, if you will. And now you're Tommy Jones, watching what's unfolding right now. What are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself?
I'm grabbing Kyle right now. We got to get this done. Let's get together, get our head right, and just plan on we're going to have to win. And just build our strategy based off of what these guys are building for us, and get ready, because it appears that the early strategy of getting a quick win is they got a long road to hoe now.
Disappearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so Belmo steps up, chance for a 42-pin lead for he and Jesper, record tying 7th Chris Schenkel Player of the Year award 2022. Belmonte, bring a 10-pin, good shot.
All right, Chris, we've asked a lot of people, a lot of players, a lot of guests that we've had in the booth. See the greatest of all time.
I think he's going to end up there, but I think there's a lot of metrics now you make a legit argument. For a long time, I thought it was Walter because of the extra titles, but the majors is the one thing that's fairly equitable across the eras, and it's not by just a little bit anymore. So,
whoa! Whiff 10-pin. Well, that's shocking. And the match turns upside down.
That's when you know a guy has an incredible amount of tenure in the booth. When he can pull off
it's just
a turnaround just like that. You're amazing.
It's just incredible. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. That's on me.
Damaging open frame. See what Jesper does. 6th frame. Looking good. 20-pin match here, guys. Baker doubles underway, day 2.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, a couple weeks ago I said Marshall Kent can make the 3-pin with his eyes closed, and he missed that. I have no idea what's going on here.
The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Want to move fast? With same-day mortgage, you can go from application to approval in as fast as 1 day to get you closing on the home of your dreams in just 10 days. Learn more at rate.com. And by Bowlero, the #1 place to bowl, party, and play with over 325 locations nationwide. Head to Bowlero.com today to find a center near you. 14th Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling is underway. The first 2 days of coverage with team play. Then we go to individual championships, the Cheetah, Scorpion, and Shark. The next 3 nights, 7 Eastern on FS1. World Championship back on Fox Sunday at noon Eastern. Presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon. All events here, Bowlero Wauwatosa outside Milwaukee.
Big shot here.
Resuming play, Tackett. Got it.
Most important one of the match, Randy, you're dead on. He had to have that one, gets him back within 10, and all of a sudden, when they look dead in the water, the Peterson
jinx. The Peterson jinx got him.
Got Belmo, and now we got ourselves a game.
Thanks, Chris. You're fired. You know what? And I mean, the world's bowling a good game, right? We're talking 2 10-pins. Unfortunately, one of them was missed. Now, Simonsen to draw even.
Critical shot, 7th frame for the tie. Pin late.
And that was a gem indeed. Crumbled the bucket. Everything traps the 8-pin and pushes it off the back of the deck. Watch this as the 4-pin slides in front. The head pin kind of tackles it from behind and pushes it off. And a little MJ.
All right, we've got a game now. Belmonte, though, is stepping up, working on a strike, Dave.
This is what we wanted, guys. This is it. Outstanding competition. Head-to-head with the greatest bowlers in the world. Now, the world team go back up by 10.
Oh, nice.
Oh, boy.
That wouldn't like it at all. Right hit, look out. 1, 2, 4, 10.
And guys, that's the slick part of the lane. I'm sorry, Dave. That's the slick part of the lane that we were talking about when illustrating the old pattern. You can't get it to that zone, but Belmonte, in order to convert here, he's going to try to cut the head pin over into the 10, and the ball will take out the 2 and the 4.
One advantage he has, he uses rotation, which will help set that head pin flat instead of around the 10 if he can get it over there.
Trying to convert the washout, but no, 10-pin stand.
Hey, guys,
Open
just
frame.
sorry. Oh, that's a busy booth. And just like that, it's a different ball game.
Nice frames.
And how about Belmonte back-to-back open frames?
Shocking. Just shocking.
Chris, remember that thing I asked you about earlier about Belmonte? Forget that.
Yeah,
forget that part for now, okay?
8th frame. Jesper trying to rescue things. Almost have a 7-10. Then they all go down for the Iceman. A huge break.
Oh, my goodness. Just a little unnecessary roughness on the 7 and the 10 pin by Jesper Svensson.
It's a little chilly right there.
Flirting with disaster, fellas. Flirting with disaster. All right, here's to cut it to 2. 22, 8th frame. Big shot, Tackett, oh, the 9-pin. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. I mean, that was a great shot by EJ, and all that power, the ball goes right past the 9-pin. See if we can get a replay of that to show you folks, but that's what sometimes power can do to you. And you can see just not any deflection whatsoever into that 9.
According to Strike Track, he did move left off his last one, which did exactly the same thing. The last time the 5 actually hit the 9 on the way by, even after a board and a half move on the laydown.
And that's
right back to the same spot.
And that's the transition that you guys go through and talk about on a weekly basis out here on the PBA Tour, and staying ahead of that transition.
Got to be fair, Strike Track also said he threw it a half mile or slower. That's a normal move for EJ, just to move left and throw it a little softer.
Huge shot here, guys. 11, foundation frame, Simonsen left lane. Oh, ringing 10-pin, another great shot. But no break, the 10 stands to tighten it up even more.
Well, now they're in jeopardy of losing.
Yeah, now they don't have ball in hand.
Right.
You're going to let Belmonte and Svensson have a shot at shutting them out.
Shocking to see Belmonte struggle here today in Wauwatosa.
There's a 10-pin whiff, and then leaves the washout, gets it wide, doesn't cut enough of the head pin over into the 10. But he's working on a Jesper strike right here in the 9th frame, and can draw even with a strike here.
Another huge shot for the tie. Yeah.
Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is Belmonte just struck there. The bad news is for the USA team, because Jesper Svensson is going to finish the 10th frame, and he hasn't missed yet.
That's what it needs for 2 more points for the world team to make it 7-0. And then with the second match of our show, the alternate doubles match, Jones, Troup, Cooley, Barrett, the world team could wrap up the competition and take home the Hall of Fame Cup. Looks for the first. Got the first.
Whoa.
Check out those numbers there. 0.3 of an inch within each other, according to Strike Track.
Yeah, that's a little bit. It tells you that there's some urethane carry down going on. Speed was identical, basically. Just, I mean, 0.2 of a mile an hour faster, identical at the arrows. Gonna have to catch it a little bit more this time. This one's to win.
For the victory! Go! On the 10-pin! Trip lane!
Let's go!
The world team's gonna do it again!
Yeah,
And
I would have liked
who would have thought
not to have to do
that
that.
But that was the one that mattered. Good
the
shot.
world could survive 2 open frames by Jason Belmonte?
Go! Let's go!
What a shot by Jesper, and what a performance by him. Perfect
Right, pressure's all on them. We just got a ball.
in this match. Struck every ball. Second one was the big one, Chris. He actually threw a shot, and the 10-pin got mugged.
All that power has to be worth something there. And you heard Don Barrett in the background. He said it perfectly. All the pressure's on the U.S. now. They have to win. The world just has to bowl now.
Good job. Thank you.
7-0 the score. First team to get to 8 points wins this competition. They are within 1 match of doing just that. Team USA could win, though, the alternate doubles match, and then the Baker Bowling 4-on-4 with 5 points at the end. If the American side can win that one, we have a roll-off. We'll be tied 7-7. A lot of work to do for USA here.
Just so you're aware, there's nothing wrong with the lane.
Tackett will finish things up, make this official.
And just think that 9-pin, the difference
And the
down
ring
the
10
stretch,
behind
right?
it. Yeah.
Let's go back to Kimberly with Captain Tommy Jones.
Thanks, Dave. So, Tommy, unfortunately, your guys were not able to capitalize the 2 opens that Belmo left out there. But you are the captain of Team USA. You guys are still in this. How do you rally?
Well, Kyle and I just got to go get it done. I mean, those guys have been, they've been unbelievable all year, and just a little bit unfortunate there at the end of the game. Got a couple breaks for Belmo, but didn't capitalize. So Kyle and I got to go do what we got to do. And there's 2 guys that love wearing red, white, and blue, so we're going to go out there and pull a good game.
All right, good luck to you guys.
Kimberly, thank you. Alternate doubles match on the way. Sam Cooley will team up with Great Britain superstar Dom Barrett. Then it's the Hall of Famer Tommy Jones and Troup. There it is. Great bowling on the way here on FS1. Let's flash back 2017 USA versus the world. National Bowling Stadium, Reno, Nevada, the last American win in this event. USA swept the best of a 2-game Baker format series. Game 1, 226-213. Game 2, 279-191. USA team, there's Matt McNeil, Captain Marshall Holman, Kyle Troup, Bill O'Neill, Ryan Ciminelli, Tom Smallwood. There's Stuart Williams, the captain for the world, and Belmo, Jesper, Dom Barrett, all competing here today. Thomas Larson and Rafiq Ismail on that team as well for the world. 7-0, the world team. Guys, a huge lead, but the way the format is set up, in the alternate doubles, a win here for Kyle and Tommy, make it 7-2. They could tie it with the 5-point 4-on-4 Baker final match and send us to a roll-off.
Yes, it's kind of wild, and we have a little bit different format this time. Instead of each player bowling their own frame, this time we're going to bowl alternate shots. So if one player doesn't strike for a while, the other one's going to shoot spares for a minute. And this momentum gets really tricky, and one guy cannot carry the other one through for a while.
Did you call him Super Trooper in the open?
He did. I love
Super
that.
Trooper.
It's on my list now.
Well, now we know your movie genre, so that's good. Yeah, Super Trooper. Good one. You thought of that last night at the hotel, didn't you?
No,
Final warm-ups.
Yeah, you did. Actually, I think your son probably gave you that. I think Ryan gave you that. Sent you a text. Dad, try this one.
Which son?
I miss Ryan.
Final warm-ups here. Getting set for match number 2 of our show today.
Well done.
Time to remind you, registration for the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championships now open. For all bowlers of all skill levels from all centers. This summer right here in Milwaukee, you can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at pba.com.
Dave, you want to bowl doubles in that with me?
I would love to.
All right, let's do it.
Kept holding. And
don't care.
There's a ton of money up for grab on that one. Yep. So
that one is sitting someplace, make sure I hit my target, and then hooks. And I just got a couple of them there.
Fans are ready for a USA rally, but it's got to happen here. If Cooley and Barrett win, it's wrap-up time for the world side. They will take the Hall of Fame Cup, which will reside in Arlington, Texas.
Well, on TV a few times, we have seen the Super Trooper version. And he's going to need to show up now because the USA guys really need some energy and some standout performances when it matters.
I mean, this is do or die. Have to have this one. Tommy Jones is going to let Kyle lead off, and Tommy's going to finish the 10th frame. Well, actually, that's not exactly true. Different format, alternate shot. Disregard.
Yes, in this format, it's actually you want the guy to go out that has the best reaction because you want to make sure you get off with strikes.
Exactly. Feel it. But now Tommy's going to get up and throw the next shot in the 2nd frame.
Correct.
Again, alternate shots, strike or spare.
I like it. Cool format. We'll see a little bit of everything in the USA versus the world over 2 days. Australia's Sam Cooley. This is the pocket. Double wood.
Okay.
No pin. Everything can go down.
Haven't seen one that deep yet, Chris. Dom, alternate shot. He'll shoot the spare for the world team and try to clean up the 2-8.
I like this, guys. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
So Dom steps up and takes care of the 2-8. Nicely done.
He didn't spend a lot of time in warm-ups practicing that one. So gets really tricky is when you have righty-lefty.
Yeah.
You start leaving some.
It's hot, mate. It's hot.
More lefty-prone leaves. Yeah, I'm with you, CB, on that. That'll be challenging.
The world team also leading the tattoo and facial fescue categories.
Good shot.
Back to Cooley. Liked it. That's wide. He blasts 10 pins into the pit.
There can get to be a little pressure on you when you're the guy not striking after a while to go ahead and get one up there so you can your teammate can get a first ball in.
Yeah, I can see how that could go down, but good shot there by Cooley on that left lane that tends to hook a little bit more. Remember, he went light on the right lane. Now, the captain, Tommy Jones. Will he be Captain America? They have to have this game and this win.
Let's see, Randy. Goes, okay. He'll take it. Gets the crowd going here at Wauwatosa, and they are pumped for Team USA.
Well, this is the opposite that's happened in every other start of a match. A questionable shot, not perfectly flush, and they actually get a hit somewhere. And you get a little emotion out of the captain.
In here from 9:30 to about 6 today, so I think.
Plenty of international experience for Kyle Troup. Former Chris Schenkel PDA Player of the Year.
That was light.
And missing the target, but it hasn't mattered the last two shots. Couple strikes for the Americans.
So location at the arrow is pretty close, but it was more up the lane, and that's what made it appear left of target, and it certainly was, getting a huge break trip in the 4-7-10 out for 3 in a row.
He mentioned he was going to go with more symmetrical stuff today because he felt like the ASIM got offline when he get it up the lane like that. So strategy paying off so far. That's going to go.
Wow. 1, 2, 4 down the line. Missed the
same
target.
sort of thing, really.
Way light.
Caught a piece of the ice rink on that shot. But Chris, explain a little bit more when you talk about cores for the folks at home, symmetrical versus asymmetrical, and what it does in terms of ball reaction.
Really simply, asymmetrical tends to spin up a little bit faster. Changes directions quicker. These guys with higher rev rates, sometimes it makes it change direction too hard in the middle of the lane when their angles aren't open. A guy like Kyle likes to roll it. Oh, boy. Yeah.
4-pin stance, open frame, big break for USA here.
Going back to that, a guy that likes to roll like Kyle, those asymmetrical balls tend to change directions quick and then get forward. They make him get around it more, and he elbows more shots. So symmetrical allows him to do the things he likes to do more often, which is roll it, keep his hand up underneath it.
Back to Dom here, Chris. Right, better shot left lane.
So easy way to put it is big engine versus smaller engine.
A little smaller, a little smoother, more controllable versus more angle and more increased rev rate. Watch Dom's ball. This is what we saw a lot of yesterday. Gets that one out to 8th board. Comes right back through the pocket. Perfect strike. Back on Tommy Jones. A little light last time. Let's see if he makes an adjustment or just makes it hook a little more.
TJ steps up. Ringing 10-pin, really good shot.
Better shot, worse result.
A lot of practice, Chris, last night after a tough 5-zip start for USA.
Tommy's pretty unhappy with how this whole week's gone. It didn't go well during the week. He put in some time. Yesterday was not a performance he was pleased with at all. Spent another extra hour last night messing around with some things and trying to tweak some things because there's a lot of things involved here. A little bit of money, but way more pride. And he didn't like not finishing off that opportunity to win the first point, and it all snowballed from there.
I'll tell you what, the last shot that Tommy Jones threw on that right lane got me more fine slips out on the PBA Tour than anything else I can imagine, because, he catches that nice break. They're working on a 3-bagger. He comes back and aces the next shot for ring 10. and ultimately for me that led to kicking the ball return.
Here's Jones. Oh, another good shot, rated 10-pin again.
Like I was saying, back-to-back great shots by TJ on a three-bagger, trying to increase the lead. Instead, it's up to Kyle Troup to clean up the 10-pin once again.
Pretty normal move for these guys. The first one went a little long on him. He went a couple left, slowed down about, look, according to strike track, 0.7 miles per hour. Same move on the left lane, just a touch more hook on that left lane. Back-to-back shots, basically did the same thing.
Got to be focused as Kyle Troup has. Last 2 frames. Pick up that single pin spare conversion, the 10-pin to maintain the lead, but you see the score with Sam yesterday and Tommy to open up singles play. There were 4 singles matches here yesterday, all won by the world side. Just to cut it to 20 pins. Whoa! Maybe split again the 3-2.
This is really the first time the world's been down significantly in
right.
any match that I can think of by more than just a mark.
Agreed. And Cooley with the open frame in the third, and now potentially another if Dom is not able to convert the baby split.
56% of the spare.
Got it.
Spares are easy.
Spare the game sponsored by Guaranteed Rate, guys. Want to get moving fast with some same-day mortgage? You can go from application to approval as well as 1 business day. Time to get your dream home crazy fast. Learn more at rate.com.
Proving wise, one of the best spare shooters in the game. I guarantee if you went to Lane Talk, his percentage of the 310 is higher than 56%.
Clutch shot there, Chris. Keeps him in the match. Cooley steps up. Delivers.
Better. Much better. Well, the Americans try to get back into this, clawing and fighting with Troup and Captain Tommy Jones. They have a 30-pin lead halfway through.
This is it for the Captain Tommy Jones. USA versus the world, half a match to go. The world leads 7-0. 8 points wins it. So Cooley, Barrett take this one. This competition is over. And the Hall of Fame Cup will go to the world side. We kick off the 14th Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling outside Milwaukee. Dave, Chris, Randy, Kimberly with you. 6 frame, big shot, Jones. Hands deliver.
A shot that got him in trouble yesterday.
Come on. My bad.
I got this.
That one really wiggled down lane, didn't it?
It did, and we've seen that from everybody actually. So it's that's not really a Tommy problem necessarily, but it's something we've heard everybody use. They're getting it right, and it's wiggling. At the end of that last one, Cooley moved 4 or 5 left to get away from it. Dom said in the break he's planning on doing the same thing.
2, 4, 8, 10. An open frame changes the match.
And just like that, the lead goes from 30 to 14. The right lane being tighter down lane, Chris, I mean, that looks like a lot of angle for Tommy to be playing on that lane.
Yeah, it really hasn't developed enough yet, but they're afraid of that that late friction. And according to strike track, he was a little firm. That was firm, but he kept it closer to the head pin.
Much straighter this way.
Yeah.
And almost a mile an hour slower.
Wow. Guys are making moves on the fly and committing to them, and that's the hardest part. But it is the part that separates these guys at the top from the guys in the middle and below.
Big win over Tackett yesterday. Chance to cut it to 4 here, 7th frame. Does just that, big shot for Don Barrett.
All right.
Is there anybody better on tour than shaping it like Don Barrett? I mean, when he's on, he can really shape the bowling ball down lane.
he's got an enormous toolbox, and you know, everybody talks about the two-handers because it allows some different types of versatility, but for a guy with his thumb in it, he can do a lot of different things. Loft, speed, rotation, pretty much all of it.
So up steps Australia's Sam Cooley with a chance for the lead. World team looks for the turkey to go up. Cooley does it. And a lead late.
Good shot.
In this must-win for Jones and Troup to stay alive in the competition.
The sweet smell redemption for Sam Cooley right there, making atone for the missed spare in the third and the baby split. And what a time to throw an ace on a double for Sam Cooley.
After the shot that went high there in the middle, he moved 5 left according to strike track, changed balls, balled up, and now all of the momentum is flipped in this match.
Balled up meaning stronger bowling ball.
Stronger bowling ball. Exotic gem, I believe.
8th frame to regain the lead. Big shot for Kyle Troup.
Right now, these two teams exchanging haymakers. Great shot by Kyle to keep the USA in this.
And really, this is the first time we've seen the USA answer the bell when the world has taken the lead. Now can Tommy Jones do it again in the 9th?
The enormous shot for Jones. 10 pin.
Yeah, and look at this angle here, guys. I mean, it's just a lot wider than the shot previous. And Chris, you even made the comment in the 7th frame for Tommy Jones how much straighter and how much more in front of him he kept that shot in the 7th. This one wide, coming in late, leaving that soft 10.
Yeah, it was a board and a half right at the arrows of the last one. And it's what he likes to do. He's been fantastic at it for decades. But
yeah, a board maybe at target, but 4 right down lane.
Right.
Hall of Fame Cup to the winner. The world team inching closer. Foundation frame for Barrett to go back up. Looking for the 4-bagger for his team. Gets it done.
Come on, good shot now.
Really close to the danger area on that right lane. Able to get it back. Showing a lot of touch there. Whoa. Did you hear that bounce?
Yeah.
Guess that's why it got longer.
Maybe. Now it's up to Cooley here. 10th frame. Can seal the deal for the world team.
Striking 7 to win.
Looking for the strike. Cooley. Oh, 10 pin.
Right, good shot. I'll get it.
Well, guess what, guys? There's still life for the USA team.
It's been the prevalent theme throughout. Lots of chances for Team USA. Haven't cashed in yet. Dom's got to step up. Alternate doubles here.
Fill up, mate. Come on,
take
fill
care
up.
of the 10 pin. Nerve-wracking.
Dom increasing his 98.2 make percentage at the 10 pin. Not by a lot, though.
Right. Good shot here, mate. That's it.
When you need those spares, though, in that situation, that pin's not really 60 feet. It feels like it's more closer to about 80.
That's a guarantee.
Cooley, he knew it. That's a guarantee, all right?
Yeah, the fill shot guarantee.
Yeah, huh?
He could have kicked that one down there and got a strike. Didn't really matter a lot on count or anything else, particularly. situation is this. They need 2 strikes and 7. The captain needs this one.
Gotta have it. Gets it. There's one. Tommy Jones delivers.
Now, normally the same player would get to step up and make this next shot, too. Now both players have to throw a strike.
And last time up on this right lane, Kyle was perfect. 10 in the pit, looking to do the same thing right here. We get right back in this competition. But he's got to have this one.
Strike and 7. Anything less than a strike on this ball, and the world team wins. To keep USA alive. Yes!
Super Trooper!
Troup, there it is! How about the shot from Kyle Troup? Now Jones needs 7, which seems likely to get the first 2 points of this competition for USA and put everything on the line in the finale.
Randy, don't say a word.
Seven for TJ. How about 9? How about the win? USA is on the board. It's 7-2. The satisfying moment of the match, sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. Finally, guys. Finally, USA's on the board here. Hard fought. Alternate doubles match win for Jones and Troup.
Well, and all of a sudden now, momentum does flip in this thing. The world team has to kind of defend a little bit. They've dominated this whole thing, and now if they don't win this final match, you get down to a 1-ball roll-off for all of it.
That's what the captain, Tommy Jones, and Kyle Troup are planning on. Commissioner Tom Clark. Kimberly, joined by Kyle Troup.
Thanks, Dave. So, Kyle, congratulations on this win. You guys kept the hope alive for Team USA, but this is not over. How do you move forward and keep this momentum going?
You know, that was the job. That was the first job, to keep us alive. And now we've got a game. I think the momentum is on our side. Personally, I think we're all bowling a little bit better, including myself. And so who's ready for USA to bring this home? Because I think we're ready to take it. Let's go, baby!
Kyle's ready. Kimberly, thanks for that. 220-217 win. Alternate doubles goes to Jones and Troup. More coming up from suburban Milwaukee. Thrilling finish moments ago. Second doubles match of the day. Here in day 2 of this competition, Tommy Jones and Kyle Troup come through to get USA on the board. 7-2, 8 points, wins this competition. And the 4-on-4 Baker bowling coming up to determine the winner. Cheetah, Scorpion, Shark Championship shows coming up on FS1 tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 Eastern. We wrap up the World Series of Bowling with the PBA World Championship on Fox Sunday, April 23rd at noon Eastern, presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon from here at Bowlero Wauwatosa outside Milwaukee. Today, competition is USA versus the world, so where on the planet would some of the PBA Tour pros like to visit? Let's find out on Pressing Questions with Kimberly Pressler, presented by Go Bowling.
Kyle, if you could pick anywhere in the world to travel to, whether you've been there before or you want to go, where would it be?
Where's that place with the Blue Lagoon? Iceland? Yeah, I've always wanted to go there.
Probably had the most fun and was the most taken back by South Africa. It was completely different of what I thought it would be.
Your favorite moment there was?
the safari. I got to pet baby cubs. You know, they were awesome.
One place I always enjoy going is Japan. And I think it's just because the people, obviously me being the giant, when I go over there, they're full of life. And it's just, they always have a smile on their face. It's just like they're just happy to be alive and be on this earth, and that's what it's about.
Korea, it's probably my favorite place to go to.
Packy, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Probably back to my house. Yeah, I mean, we travel a lot on tour, so like whenever I get the chance, I like to go home.
I'd love to go to somewhere like Italy. There's just so much to do, so much to see.
I haven't been to Iceland yet, so I really want to go there. I think that's next on my list.
Anywhere that's like 85 and no wind, I don't care. Anywhere in the world.
If I had an unlimited budget and I could do anything, I'd probably go to like Dubai or something.
I've always said I want to go to Bermuda for some reason. So if I can make it through the triangle, I guess I could enjoy my time there.
Sean, all expenses paid. You get to go anywhere you want in the entire world. Where would you pick?
I'd ask my wife.
Sean, that was the perfect answer.
I know.
That's awesome. Thanks, Kimberly. Sam Cooley, teammates warming up here. The 4-on-4 Baker format bowling is coming up. This is going to be awesome. What a finish on the way. USA versus the world on FS1. USA versus the world. It comes down to 4-on-4 Baker bowling. This will be an exciting finish as they compete for the Hall of Fame Cup, which will reside in Arlington, Texas, when we wrap this competition up. First 8 points wins. The world a 7-2 lead, but it's the USA with the alternate doubles win a moment ago. Got back in the match. All right, guys, this is very important. With Baker and only 4 bowlers, anchor bowler is in a different spot than the traditional 5 spot with 5-on-5. Let's check the lineups here.
And keep in mind that the first and second players to start for each team are going to bowl 3 frames. And you can see that's going to be Belmonte and Jesper Svensson. He will anchor in the 10th frame.
Super Bowl decision. Yeah.
Captain Tommy Jones has this lineup. Chris, what do you think?
That's kind of how I'd expect. Tommy has struggled. He is one of the clutch guys of his generation, but Anthony Simonsen is probably the clutch player of this generation, and this is exactly how I would do the lineup if I was him.
Coming up next, guys, the NASCAR Cup Series on FS1 with some short track racing at the Paperclip in Martinsville, right here in FS1 on the Fox Sports app. Final warm-up shots. Belmonte and Tackett, the first bowlers to begin this 4-on-4 Baker format.
You can kind of feel the energy shift a little bit in the building. The crowd's been waiting for something.
Yeah, I mean, as it should. I mean, now the U.S. has life. Remember, this is a 2-game match. You have to win 2 points to the 2 games to get the 5 total points. If the 2 teams were to split, we'd have a roll-off.
Captains will pick 1 player, 1 ball roll-off, best count wins.
Oh boy, wait a minute. They have a lineup change here, last moment. So Simonsen first, Tackett second, we're told. A late lineup change from the captain, Tommy Jones.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm assuming something happened in warm-ups to make him think that's the deal. Bowling international competition with Simon before, it's kind of like Tommy in the years before that. You just trust him to be able to throw the shot when it matters. And unless they're dead, then in that case, you wouldn't have him bowling leadoff and give him 3 frames. But EJ's had a bunch of really great breakthrough moments. He's obviously feeling a lot of confidence. Tommy's showing that confidence in EJ in this situation.
Time to bowl. Belmonte Belmonte gets us started. Whoa! 2-8-10 split.
And right out of practice shots as well. That's not something that anyone would have expected, let alone Jason Belmonte leaving the 2-8-10.
No, they don't get a ton, but they get enough to line up. These guys have been on the lanes for a couple of days now, so they know the left lane hooks a little bit more. Maybe over jumped in front of it.
Just the 2, 8-10 stand.
All right. Well,
no problem early for the world team.
Curse of Bo still living.
The reincarnation of Bo Burton.
Thank you.
That's you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
This reflects the lineup change, guys. Simonsen, 1-5-9 attack it. Is the anchor bowler now. Right lane for Simonsen. Comes in high. 3-6-10.
Hey, Chris, why don't you take us through how to convert this 3-6-10? We know you're really good at it.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. In general, it's best to hit the one in front and on the right center of it. A strategy you will not see used by basically anyone else on tour. Simo using a plastic ball right up the track. So that's how we're playing now, huh? All right.
I mean, with all due respect,
Fair play.
With all due respect to Mr. Burton, I had to.
Fair play.
EJ's first effort.
Another wiggle.
4-8.
I mean, as soon as that shot hit the pins, I looked at Chris sitting next to me, and it's like, man, I mean,
his ball doesn't wiggle from that spot very much.
Didn't want to do what you did.
Yeah. Like I said, and that's where you're getting influenced by the guy in front of you. Simo's ball hooked up in front of it, even in your head, even though you didn't throw the shot, you're still trying to guard against it sometimes.
That thing is cooking down lane.
It didn't lack any pace, did it?
Wow.
Well, here we go. Chance to get out to a lead. Now Jesper strikes and you follow up with another one, and you end up right back in a tie ball game.
Free pin for Jesper.
See, that's where Randy's at a different level. He just thought about saying that Jesper hadn't missed yet, and then he missed. So
I didn't say anything.
Great Karnak.
Man, are you dating? You are so dating yourself now.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, Dave, I got a question for Chris.
Sure, go ahead.
You can play along.
Sure.
So, Chris, now you've got a lot more traffic because all 8 players went through warm-ups prior to the start of this. How much is that influencing the lanes, the oil pattern, and transition?
I would expect a lot of guys to make the same move that Sam and Dom made at the end, where they move like 5 left, and they get left of all that early play and try and stay away from that wiggle that we saw, especially on that right lane.
Here's Cooley, guys. Whoa, it comes in way high. 3-6-10. Seen that leave a few times here.
Yeah.
We'll take a look from Skycam, or our version of it. As you take a look at the oil pattern, you can see these lines going through here on that left lane and also right here on the right lane, and that's how deep the players have gotten already.
There was a few lines there at the end of the matches, the first 2 matches, but practice you could see where they really beat up that part.
Do you like the way he shot the 3-6-10 better, Chris?
I highly recommend hitting all 3 pins whenever possible at that one. I want to thank you for that subtle reminder.
Early stages, race to 2 in this first match. Tommy Jones' Hall of Fame career includes the 05-06 Chris Schenkel Player of the Year honor. Right lane for TJ. Gotta really hurry. No, 2-8-10.
Get it to the right on this lane. Got to get it to the right on this lane.
And what he means, he is getting it to the right, but he's getting it to the right 3 or 4 feet too far down the lane. He wants to get it to the right sooner.
Absolutely.
He's missing where all those streaks that you just pointed out were. Yep. And so it's not seeing the early hook. It's not standing up. And once it gets to 50 feet on that lane, it doesn't make the corner.
Rarely made, as you can see. Tough one. 10-pin stands open.
My bad. Just got to get it to the right. My bad.
A little tighter down lane that right lane is. And again, if you don't get the ball to the right early enough, it's not going to pick up.
Come on, hold me up.
And despite being 44 feet, it's really not enough there where you can shim it in.
Shim it in, meaning playing a little bit more hold and more direct?
Yeah, a little closer to the head pin, not playing down lane reaction.
Again, same reaction.
Seeing some of the most powerful strike balls in the world just get it to the 3-6 and just not being able to tip off of it.
All right, so if I were to make an adjustment, I would go bigger ball or slower ball speed to give it time to come around the corner. You?
Me, I would throw it slower and roll it more in front. Same kind of idea. Get that break point closer to you. Play less back end reaction so that it doesn't have to get as far right. But it brings the flat 10 into play, which we're both experts at.
Not with your rev rate.
Oh!
Man, this is getting messy.
Stance.
All right.
This is getting messy, Dave Ryan.
Sorry.
Trouble for the USA. All of a sudden, a 12-pin lead on the bench here for the world side, guys. Conditions are brutally challenging now. Well, that's a great success for Dom overseas. 4-pin.
So you should pass that
How about no strikes?
And it gets tough to get rhythm. I mean, Baker, that's always the hardest part is you sit for quite a while in between shots.
I mean, if you could have bet this in Vegas, what would have been the odds?
Yeah.
3 or 4 frames, no strikes for 8 of the best players in the world. I mean,
it would have been 8-1 favorite that Jesper would have struck just by himself. So.
And my favorite saying, guys, is this next frame that's about to take place. Go ahead.
It's the Beer Frame, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ask for the original. And please drink responsibly. I appreciate the setup, Randy. Always do, my friend.
I'm here for you.
If anybody can break through, this guy's a pretty good bet.
Let's see, CB. Yep. On cue, Chris Barnes, on cue.
Left,
finally.
Sure. Simon. Your commercial.
And Corny to strike track. That's 2 more left.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. My bad.
And a little slower.
Sorry.
Dom trying to do that gamesmanship and trying to call for a commercial break. Sorry, Dom. Good try, though.
Good frame. Simonsen needs it here. Delivers.
Now the surprising thing is here, after game 1, they're going to flip lanes.
Yep.
The world got to choose. They chose to finish on this right lane, where USA is having all the trouble. If we go to a roll-off, that's where they'll be throwing their roll-off shots at, too. Interesting.
Yeah.
Tackett, second bowler in the 4-bowler lineup, will be the anchor bowler here. EJ steps up, comes in high, leaves a lot. 3, 4, 6, 7.
I mean, so much of that to me is like watching the other players trying to get the ball to read and come up the hill. And I can't help but think that subconsciously that's got to kind of stick in your head saying, all right, I got to make sure I get all of this to get it to come around the corner as he leaves the 3, 4, 6, 7. You got to cut that 3 into the 4 and the 7. The ball takes care of the 6. But, I mean, doesn't that kind of shadow you a bit?
I think EJ is letting the other guys' shots affect him a little too much.
Wow! The conversion! EJ Tackett comes through! A fantastic spare for EJ.
Shows you just how good he is, and he goes with the extra loft, gets that ball out and onto the lane, and covers a 3, 4, 6, 7 perfectly. EJ Tackett, EJ Smack It. Trying to keep the USA team in this competition. Lots more to come from Wauwatosa.
The online graphics you see today, including the ball tracer, courtesy of Clutch Bowling. Looking fabulous as always.
Love me some Clutch.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Here is Svensson. Been perfect so far in this competition through 2 days. Wins and losses. 6 frame for a 21-pin lead. Help on the 7. No.
How dare you? How dare you, 7-pin? Do you not know the Iceman? Do you not know the ways of the ice?
Apparently not, Randy.
Headpin sliding just in front of the 7. Ball keeps going a little bit longer. Urethane going down the lane, causing a little more transition.
Jesper got it.
Cover. All right.
When I get fit.
The U.S. still alive in this opening game, only down by 11 thanks to that great split conversion by E.J. Tackett, but Sam Cooley looking to get back on the strike train here in the 7th frame for the world.
Favorite Sam Cooley nickname?
I don't know.
No?
Do you? What is it?
There's a few of them out there.
I don't know him well enough. I did hear Sam Bam in the intro. That's all I know.
That was good. You had a couple good ones, Chris, in the open, I thought. Super Trooper. 3-pit here, guys. Sam's tattoos in honor of his mother and grandmother, who sadly had passed.
He's deeper than everyone, I believe. Well, as usual, I've overlooked. He's deeper than everyone except the people in his country. That's right. So,
I mean, look, I can get you another shovel. Welcome to my world, Chris. It's going to be a short stay for you, but I want to welcome you.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Something you know a little bit about right there, huh, Chris?
It happens. It does happen.
I mean, like, you're not in Sean Rash's league, but...
No, too old to do that now. So, to get started, momentum, you just got to keep going now.
Yeah,
So,
and obviously, I'm just teasing. Sean's gotten way better with that, but I wonder what distracted. Was it a distraction or feel thing, do you think?
No, I think it was lights or one of the down lane feeds probably changed and caught his eye, would be my guess.
He'll do it again, and it pays off with a perfect shot for Tommy Jones. Obliterates the rack. Shrapnel remains.
Left to beat the shit out of it.
Sorry. But a nice shot by TJ right here.
Come on, Kyle.
He just made it roll in that spot in between. Stop trying to make it hook. It looked like so much.
Well, his comment, got to get it to the right. Got to get it to the right to get it to come up the hill.
Big shot for Troup to tie it in the 8th. Game 1 race to 2. Kyle Troup.
That was money.
Best shot of the game for the USA team. Maybe on either team.
Hey, Chris, look at this right here. I saw an E. And I'm pretty sure that means even.
All tied up.
Evil.
Evil.
The captain comes through. The Dominator tries to respond and does. Trip 10 pin.
It's just what he does. He just throws good shots when it matters.
I mean, Chris, guys, that's an interesting hit. I mean, this looks like a ring 10, and the 6 catches the 10 going around the back end of it. Watch this. It's almost by the 10 pin and still catches it.
One for the thumb.
PBA record 15 majors, 31 titles for the great Jason Belmonte. Belmo! Boom!
All right, guys, obviously something's changed from the first half of this game to the second half. Chris, what is that?
It appears everybody just gotten a little further left and a little slower. And then they've all settled in just a little. Not a ton of shots of warm up in there. So everybody, according to Strike Track, everybody's speed is down. They've all stopped trying to throw it firmer. They're starting to use the amount of play that's been broken down, where they're taking the oil out of the middle of the lane.
Simonsen! Oh! The 10 late, just the 2 pin now. He could have tied it in the foundation frame with a strike.
Big shot there. Goes to show he probably didn't have a great ball reaction in the practice. This is why they flipped the lineup to begin with.
Come on, EJ.
The 10th for Tackett.
Remember his last shot, guys, where he really got a handful and went through the nose. Even the big split he converted. See what he does here. Couple of boards farther in on that shot, guys. He made the adjustment, and what a huge break, tripping the 2-8 out.
Huge shot. He needs another one. Actually needs all 3, and all 3 will make Jesper get 9 on the first shot. 9 spare strike would be a tie if EJ were to get all 3 in the 10th.
Race to 2. Baker Bowen. Tackett wants the second. He's got it.
Well, you can see he trusted that one a little farther to the right, just like what Chris was talking about, getting the ball farther right, getting it checked. It's a little speed zone right in there where the ball will slow down and come around the corner, and EJ used it perfectly.
60 feet to success for Tackett. That was a fantastic shot. Those pins had no chance, none whatsoever. Looking for one more to wrap it up.
Super important shot here with count. Strike here forces Jesper to strike on the first ball to win game 1.
Whoa. Didn't get that.
Try to get it to that
count.
Sorry, try to get it to that spot again, and you can see that got it into the out of bounds. And that just made Jesper Svensson's job a whole lot easier.
Just needs to fill 16 in the 10th.
There's 10.
There we go. Shot. Good shot, mate. All right, get a one.
Right
Good
finish,
shot.
boys. Right
Yeah.
finish. Tomsy, want to set it up?
6 more.
Right, it was good
Started
game.
that.
We're going to the other lane now. Just go back to, we're going to go to that big ball still.
And that will wrap up game 1 of the race to 2. An inch closer to winning USA versus the world competition. Jesper does it.
Now the other thing is
It's a win for the world in game 1 of the race to 2.
Attaboy.
Like the lineup choice there, by the way.
It worked out pretty well, didn't it?
Right guy to finish the job.
Hall of Fame Cup is on the line. The world team will try to clinch that here today in Wauwatosa. We are back. World Series of Bowling, brought to you by Guaranteed Rate here at FS1. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, the Hall of Famer, fellow Hall of Famer Chris Barnes, and Kimberly Pressler. 8 points needed to win the world, up 7-2. The first of 2 in the race to 2. Complete. 209-188. The score for the world. They're 1 match away now from wrapping up the competition. Simonsen gets us started. Game 2 in the race to 2. Let's run.
On a ball change. Different lane.
Good shots now.
TJ did come up by the booth and said, hey, in case you guys were wondering, we still don't like the right lane very much. So,
makes sense.
Would have been a huge win if they'd pulled it off.
Yep.
The world captain, Jason Belmonte, starts the second game with perfection.
With his touch, I didn't expect him to have as much trouble rolling it through that spot down lane as the rest of them.
Great touch, a lot of power to go with it. And I mean, his speed adjustments are incredible.
Pretty good combination if you have the best touch and in the top 5% of rev rate. Oh yeah, he also does miss his target by a lot.
Jesper delivered, 10th frame. The first game, and that's a little help here to begin game 2.
Is that the 5-pin that fell late? It looked like it was in shock.
I'm like, all right, better hit it.
Better hit it. Listen to him. And he did that. How fast he got through that at the bottom.
5-pin. Faster the hand, the higher the rev rate.
Yes, sir.
Anchor bowler Tackett. Sweet. Oh, 10-pin. Down it goes.
I'll see your 5 and give you 10.
A little different start for both teams early on than game 1.
Whoop.
Sorry.
Well, welcome to the new captain of the USA team, Sean Rash.
At least it wasn't me that got him.
TJ tries again here.
Oh, no.
Tough leave. 2-8-10 split.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, and those balks, and I went through it in the middle of my career for a while too. Tommy's not very comfortable right now. And that stuff happens when you're not, you just don't feel right. And it's a version of the yips is what it really is.
Absolutely.
And he's getting halfway through and going, it doesn't feel like I'm going to throw it very good.
Something goes off in his head that says it's time to pull up and pull out and restart. And that's not a real good feeling to have in any sport.
Chance for the first 3 here for the world team. Take a substantial lead of 27. Sam Cooley. Flat 10.
Yeah, but way better than 2-8-10.
Yep.
Definitely.
1 too many. Oh, well, better to leave a 10 pin than think we're going to go through the face.
Yeah. 97% higher chance of making it.
That's way better odds, obviously. But again,
Sorry. 94 and a half.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, good cover, and both teams working on a double at that time. And it's a 9 spare for the world and an open frame for the USA team.
Yeah, all right, thanks, mate.
All our wonderful stats brought to us by Lane Talk. For more information, you want to be a better bowler, you want to throw more strikes, go visit Lane Talk at lanetalk.com. Now, Dom Barrett, 4th frame for the world.
Little communication there in between. Sam giving Dom the move that he made.
Could have been 8-10. Instead, just the 8-pin here for Dom Barrett.
And there's that wiggle, Chris, on that right lane. It almost looks like that lane's developing a wet-dry reaction, meaning if the players get the ball too far to the right too quickly, it's going to overhook. If they get it in, it's not going to get to the pocket. So it's starting to look like it's developing into that.
And so it looks like USA's attempt was to get it to that spot and roll it off of it. And I'm thinking that really the better play is probably Belmonte's. Just get slower and keep it away from it a little bit more, but you got to make it roll through it.
Sure. One of the best ways to blend out that wet-dry reaction, one of the ways is ball speed.
Ball speed and rotation.
Yep.
The two simplest ways. Hard to make a blind ball change when you only get 2 shots in a game.
Very true.
Lost EJ Tackett, U.S. Open. First major of the season. EJ broke through. USA's got to come through here. Big shot, high, 3-6-10.
Come on, right down, right down.
Left immediately for Kyle Troup, leaving the 3-6-10. The good news, no split, but again, as we've seen in the past, you have to pay the 3-6-10 some respect.
Takes care of business there, avoids a back-to-back open for USA. That's a big point of the match here.
Come on, Simon, pick me up.
USA firmly with their back against the wall. The world wins this game, it is over. Season already for Simonsen.
That is a crazy, crazy stat. Top 10 in every event this year.
You guys know how hard that is to do. Remarkable. What a talent.
I'm not sure I can explain it well how hard it is to finish that high every week.
Silo! Blast to the 1-3 pocket.
Especially where the talent level is in today's game. All right, so Chris, you mentioned a thing about ball speed and how you blend out a lane when it starts to get a little wet dry and you're trying to shape it a little bit better. And you said, hey, lower ball speed and rotation is the key. How about this? Belmonte, the slowest ball speed out of all 8 players.
See if it backs it up here, but it looks like he has the key. I liked his shape on this lane better than anyone's. But of course, right on cue, Bo.
There we go. Randy got him again.
Not a good one, boys.
6-10. We've seen this before.
He also missed that. A pretty rare miscue for one of the more accurate players on tour.
That was a big miss.
That's an unusual. That's an anomaly miss for him, I would say.
And missed it.
Whoa! Game changer.
Reincarnated.
It's all right. Go on, Jesper.
What a day. What a day, boys.
Reduces the lead for the world to 1 pin here.
My bad, fellas.
At what point did Bo actually transfer his powers over to you? When you guys are still bowling the same tournaments, or?
Chris just teasing and just having a little fun.
He did say, Randy, just keep an eye out for the 3-6-10. Chris will know a lot about that spare.
The singers are flying. Good shot. Svensson comes through.
Great shot, Jesper.
We got a timeout. World team guys closing in. We've seen some of the best in the world head-to-head in Wauwatosa on FS1. More great bowling on the way. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to GoBowling.com to find a center near you. By Guaranteed Rate. Want to move fast? With same-day mortgage, you can go from application to approval in as fast as 1 day to get you closing on the home of your dreams in just 10 days. Learn more at rate.com. And by Bowlero, the #1 place to bowl, party, and play with over 325 locations nationwide. Head to Bowlero.com today to find a center near you. Hall of Fame Cup to the winner. And the world team getting closer to that. 1-B. First game in the race to 2. Tackett resumes the second game with a 6-10.
Just left to target.
Yep, little tug.
One of the hardest shots to throw in all of bowling is the one on the commercial break. They did allow players to throw a shot. Some guys ran over here 6 lanes over to the right to throw one to try and halfway stay loose. Some of them haven't thrown a shot in 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh! Are you kidding me?
10 pin stands open, damaging for USA.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to do when you're throwing a ball straight at the 610 and you chop the 6 straight back, even when you're using angle, and it's not something you see all the time. That's why you throw the ball straight at that spare, the 610, and I mean,
EJ even backs it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Joe's trying to pick him up, but he comes in high. Oh no, 4-7-10 split.
Perfect.
Right out of commercial, Chris, you touched on it, and
catch it.
Unless Tommy converts the 4-7-10, it's going to be back-to-back opens for the U.S.
Oh. 4-10 stand, another open frame.
My bad, boys.
Trouble continues for USA out of the break.
I didn't really hate that.
One game, 1-209, 188. If Cooley and company take this game, they take home the Hall of Fame Cup. Back to Cooley. Got it.
Pretty good shot there.
Real good. And working on a strike, he does exactly what you have to do, and that's double up. He does just that. The lead goes to 35 with only 3 frames remaining.
Really sucked the energy out of the building. The crowd was ready to go, and the Dominator with a chance to really put this one away.
Put this one to bed.
8th frame for a 45-pin lead. Barrett leads the 4-pin.
That didn't look that bad either. And they're getting it done on that tricky right lane, Chris.
Yeah, everybody's moved left. They've all gotten slower. They're kind of taking the lead of their captain and just followed the example. All just left of all the transition and keeping their speed down so it rolls up through that little 2-pin, 210 spot. U.S. team in general a little higher speed with the exception of Simonsen, who's able to gear down a little bit more.
I didn't move off the plate and made sure I wasn't throwing it. I didn't want to really grab it. I just stopped.
3 open frames, USA in this game. We won with Belmonte for the world in the second. Race the 2 big difference makers.
Every shot for USA is a must strike now.
8 for Troup. Comes through.
Man, his ball reactions look the best on that team.
He's really bowled it. He's bowled better than everyone on the USA team here through this Baker match.
Carbon copy of the last shot he threw. Simon to set up the 10th. To have any chance, it's a must strike.
Almost a 7-10. The 10 is up. It's not a strike.
Lucky.
Makes it easier for the world team to wrap it up and take home the competition.
Had been back in front of the 10 again.
Yeah. Pretty much all but over. See the max score for the U.S. 179. World going at 223 right now.
Got 203 pace even with 2 marks. So a bad count open would be the only hope at this point.
Here's Belmo. That's straight. That's what you do. Boom! There it is. Boom, Belmo, boom.
Yeah, pretty much it right there with
For
a
the
great
world,
shot.
boys and girls, for the world. Great bowling, boys. Great bowling.
Great choice in that lane.
All but wrapped up. And the trademark, the signature boom call. Belmo wins, which he's done so often in his Hall of Fame caliber career. Svensson just needs to keep on the lane, which he does. It's officially over. And the world has won the competition. The Hall of Fame Cup goes to the world team. Belmonte, Svensson, Cooley, Barrett, Tackett. 12-2 is the final count.
Look at that massive trophy. Wow.
Our coverage of the Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling continues tomorrow. FS1 7 Eastern with the Cheetah Championship. More great bowling all week here on FS1. Coming up next on FS1, NASCAR Race Day Martinsville. Now for Randy Peterson, Chris Barnes, Kimberly Kressler, and the entire crew. It's Dave Ryan saying so long for now for Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. You've been watching the PBA on FS1. The world takes the trophy today here outside Milwaukee.
We love you. We miss you. We travel around the world to do what we love. We couldn't do it without you guys. So, team, we're our family.